Your visit to Berlin starts at the Brandenburg Gate, a military monument that has become one of the city's most popular landmarks and a symbol of its unity. This neo-Renaissance palace is mostly famous for its role in Hitler's rise to power. Today, it is where the German lower assembly, called Bundestag, meets. Here stands another grim reminder of Berlin's Nazi history, the Holocaust Memorial. Its 2,711 concrete stelae are dedicated to the 6 million Jewish victims of the Holocaust. The Alexanderplatz was destroyed during the Second World War. Today, it is once again a busy center of the city, with many of its famous sites like the Panoramapunkt. The viewing platform stands on the 25th floor of the tower. The fastest lift in Europe will only take 20 seconds to get you to the top. The Sony Center, too, is at the Potsdamer-Platz. The building contains everything one might need: cinemas, a Legoland Discovery Center, as well as a bunch of galleries. The locals call this church the Hollowed Tooth due to its rather distinctive appearance. Originally built in the 1890s, it suffered a lot of damage, particularly to its spire, during a bombing raid in 1943. Although the church was later rebuilt, it was decided to keep the spire intact and to turn the grounds of the original church into a memorial hall. The 155-kilometer-long Berlin Wall used to be one of the starkest proofs of the division between the West and the East. The East Side Gallery is the longest part left of it now. Wars aren't everything that defines Berlin. The Gendarmenmarkt is a beautiful 17th-century square surrounded by several magnificent churches and a concert hall. The Alexanderplatz is more of a transport hub. Nearly everyone in Berlin passes through it one way or another. The Berliners nicknamed it the Alex. The most recognizable feature of the Berlin Cathedral is its magnificent 114 meters high dome, decorated by a golden cross on the top. The imposing building served as a court church to the Hohenzollern royals, many of whom remain buried in the church's premises. Its interior is breathtaking as well. Notice the main altar carved out of white marble and yellow onyx. To see more of Berlin's cultural heritage, there is no better place than the Museum Island. Listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the island comprises of 5 museums, including the Bode. This museum was reopened in 2006 after more than 5 years of reconstructions. It holds a large collection of sculptures, artworks, and Byzantine art. The Oberbaum Bridge is another famous Berlin landmark. During the Cold War, there used to be a border crossing connecting the eastern and western halves of the city. The Molecule Man will be 20 years old in 2019. Made by an American sculptor, Jonathan Borofsky, it was placed near the Oberbaum Bridge in 1999. Checkpoint Charlie was the most famous crossing point in the Berlin Wall during the Cold War. It was closed in 1991 and nowadays serves as a museum dedicated to the structure. The history of the St. Nicholas Church goes back much further than that. The Gothic church was built in the 13th century, which makes it the oldest church in Berlin. The Charlottenburg Palace is another heritage from the times when Berlin was the capital of the Kingdom of Prussia. It served as a summer residence to the Hohenzollern monarchs. Berlin was the site of Summer Olympic Games twice, in 1916 and 1936. The latter games took place here at the Olympic Stadium. Originally located in front of the Reichstag, this column, similarly to the Brandenburg Gate, was meant to celebrate Germany's military powers. Today, it's a popular lookout point. After all, Berlin is all about reinventing oneself. Just look at the Toeflsberg, once a pile of military rubble, now a cool tourist site.